Natasha, and thanks so much for joining me. Now, because of the workout I did yesterday, I woke up with really tight legs, particularly quads. Sitting here like this right now is actually giving them a really good stretch. That's how tight I am. And my most common requests are for videos showing stretches for the hips and hamstrings. So today I decided to do hips, quads, and a little bit of hamstrings, because a lot of people do have weak quads, and weak or stiff quads can contribute to knee injury. It's actually a big component, a big predictor of knee injury is the strength of your quads. So we're really going to be getting into hips, quads, and a bit of hamstrings today in a yin style practice. It's going to be a bit slower than even a slow flow, but we won't be holding each pose for multiple minutes. So it's a yin style practice. So to begin with, come to a comfortable seated position. That can be here, it can be cross-legged, and it can be up on something. So I want you to check in with your spine, check in with your back, and see how it is. Are you sitting up nice and tall? Is this difficult? Are you more like here? Are your knees up here? If one of these things is true for you, please go ahead and sit up on something, okay? Allowing you to get your knees lower and your spine nice and straight, particularly here in the lower back. Sometimes we think that yoga is about just nailing that picture perfect pose, but that isn't it at all. It is about where you and your body are today. So if you experience tension or rounding in the lower back, really high knees when you're sitting, please do go ahead, sit on a block, a pillow, a blanket, even up on a chair, whatever it takes. So wherever that position is for you, make sure you're sitting nice and tall, reaching up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes and take a moment to just check in with yourself. Feel if there are any wells of tension, places you're harboring tension in your body, and use your breath to release that tension. Pay particular attention to your face, your neck, your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed and that your neck is not harboring any tension. See how your body feels in the moment. If there are any spots of tightness, any places you want to focus on today during the practice, any places that you want to send your breath to relieve tension. Slowly open your eyes. And we're going to begin by coming down onto our back. So come on down. You can put your feet on the floor and lower yourself down. Now from here, go ahead and just hug your knees into your chest. Even this can be a really effective hip stretch. So we're going to take a minute here. You can rock side to side if you'd like, but you don't have to. Do what feels good for you. In yin yoga, try to treat each pose a bit like a meditation. So certainly move side to side if that feels good, but try to keep your mind calm and quantumous, your breathing rhythmic. You may hear in the background of the video, there's pressure washing going on at a nearby building. There were just some people talking outside. It's really easy to think that you have to find the perfect quiet spot in order to practice yoga. But life isn't perfect. Life isn't quiet. So if you can practice yoga in a less than ideal environment, then you're setting yourself up to be able to better deal with the everyday stresses of life. And there was a car horn. See, if these things happen during your practice, just move past them. Concentrate on your breath and focus on yourself, your body, your experience. From here, let's extend the legs directly up, trying to get hips, knees, and ankles in a line, straightening your legs if possible. You might want to bend and flex your feet a little, get into the calves a bit. Even this is a very effective hamstring stretch. You may find it challenging to straighten your knees. If that's the case for you, don't worry. These back in for a moment. Your feet may feel a little bit tingly here. That's totally normal. Now release your right leg. Send it up. And then slowly engaging your core, keeping your back hugging to the ground. Lower your foot all the way down. Now here, particularly if your hips are tighter, it can be easy to arch your back trying to get that foot to the floor, right? So try to avoid that. Place your hand on your hip, reminding you to keep your hip and your back on the mat as you hug the left leg into your chest. Stay here if you'd like, or you can extend your left leg up. And if you would like, you can grab on behind your calf, or maybe even grab onto your big toe to get an even deeper stretch. Now, if this is challenging for you, don't worry. You can always grab a strap or a towel or something like that and hook it around your foot like so. And that can help you if your leg's here, well, at least you can keep it there. You can keep this hip on the ground and work on increasing your flexibility here. So whatever variation works for you, find it. And you can always sink deeper into the pose as we hold here for a little while. onto your shin, not directly onto your knee, but very near your knee. Open your leg out to the side. If you're here, that's fine, wherever you are today. If you're looking for an even deeper stretch, you can extend your leg and either grab that strap or grab onto your toe and extend your leg. But try to keep this hip towards the ground. Don't go over here, just to get that left foot down. Keep the right hip hugging down. Hug your knee back into your chest. And now we're going to twist the opposite direction. So right hand comes to the outside of the left leg as you twist over. You can play with where you want this arm, out, or bent at 90 degrees can really give you a good stretch across the chest too. Here, again, try to keep the opposite side down. So we're not looking for this. Try to keep the opposite side down, and if that means that you need to put a block under this knee, that's fine. You do you, okay? Back to center. Put both knees in again. And now we're going to extend the left leg up and slowly, slowly, keeping the back hugging to the mat, lower this leg down. You can place your left hand on your left hip if that helps remind you to keep your hip down. And you can extend this leg up if you'd like. You can grab on behind your thigh, get yourself a strap, or hold on with your peace fingers to your big toe. This one stretches the hips, the hamstrings, and it can even get here into your calf, particularly if you're holding onto your foot. Draw the knee back in if you're not here already. And then bring it out to the side, making sure that you keep that opposite hip down. So not over here, but over here. And if you'd like, extending your leg, holding onto a strap or onto the big toe. Draw the knee back into the chest, grabbing onto the outside of the leg with the left hand and twisting on over. Again, you can play with your arm position. See what feels good, what gives you a stretch. Center. Hug the knees in for a moment. Check in with your body, check in with your hips, and see if things maybe feel a little bit different now from how they did at the beginning. Release your feet and then roll on over to your stomach. From here, we're going to work on stretching the quads some more. So, lift up into Sphinx pose. Shoulders and elbows are stacked and forearms parallel to the long edge of the mat, chest shining forward. From here, bend your left foot in, hugging it in. Just warming up the motion a little bit. And then right foot in. All right, so let's lower down. And now we're going to reach back to grab on to that left foot and then think about pressing your foot into your hand. Gazes forward and arching up just a little bit. We're not coming up into the full version of the pose, just up a little bit, pressing into your hand, stretching into the quads, activating the quads. Relax down and then press the foot in towards your body. Release on that side. Now bringing the right foot in, reaching back and grabbing it, coming up just a little as you press into the hand, activating the quad. And lower down, drawing the foot in. Release. And now slowly, carefully, press your way to all fours. Then bring your big toes together, extending knees wide and sinking down into an extended wide-legged child's pose. Now if this puts stress on your knees, on your back, if it's too much, you can bring your knees in. That typically helps relieve some tension. You can also grab yourself a block and actually put the block between your feet and let some of your weight sit on the block. So do what works for you. If you need more of a stretch, reach your palms forward, lift your gaze, and bring your chin to the mat, chest to the mat as well. Back to all fours, tuck your toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Now here, feel free to add some movement. Pedal out your feet. You can twist your hips. Take a moment to move around, see what feels good for you. And if stillness feels good for you, then do that instead. This is your down dog. Lift the gaze, step your right foot forward in between your hands, and then sink down. Now here I find it very, very helpful to fold over my mat and pad up my back knee. We are going to be here for a minute, so I recommend you go ahead and do that. So rise up, thinking about increasing the distance between your pelvis and your ribs, so you're not like this. You are active, reaching up with your upper body even as you sink towards the ground with your hips. You can tuck your toe if you need to, or lay it flat. But whichever way you do that, keep an eye on your knee and make sure your knee is over top of your ankle or even a bit behind, not over or out to the side. From here, you can readjust your stance. You might need to change it up a little bit as you reach back and grab onto your left foot with your left hand and draw it in. Release the back foot. We're going to deepen the stretch even more by coming forward. Now you can come onto your hands. You can come onto your forearms. Or if you need something in between, grab a block for your forearms. Come back up to your hands if you're not there already. Bring your left hand near to your right foot, and then inhale, bringing the right arm up. Bring both palms back to the mat, release that fold, and come back again to downward facing dog. Shift the gaze forward, this time bringing the left foot forward, right knee down, folding over your mat if you'd like for extra cushion. Coming on up. Remembering to keep your knee over or slightly behind your ankle. And reaching back to catch onto your right foot with your right hand. Here again is a place that you can absolutely use a strap if you need to. Just loop it around your foot and grab onto it with your hand. Release that right foot and then lower down onto your palms or forearms, whatever works for you. Coming back up to your hands, planting your right hand down, left hand skyward, making sure to roll the shoulder back. So not over here, rolling the shoulder back. You can gaze up or forward, whatever works for your neck. Dropping both hands, sending the feet back, big toes together again, knees wide, sinking back into that child's pose, or bringing your chest to the mat, gaze forward. From here, making your way into Shavasana, lying fully on your back, palms up, arms wide, feet wide. And taking a few moments here to absorb the practice and to relax fully. when you're ready, roll over to one side, drawing yourself up into a fetal-like position. Rest here, keeping your eyes closed. And then slowly, slowly press yourself back up to sleep. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really hope that you enjoyed this slower paced sequence designed to really target your hips, hamstrings, and quads. If you did enjoy, it would mean so much to me if you could take the time to leave a like, maybe even a comment, and to subscribe to make sure that you stay up to date with my totally free yoga videos. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care.